My name is Feroz Khan. I'm from the class of 2018. I'm told that I was very quiet, or rather not rebellious. As a child, I used to do a lot of quiet reading or computer games. I was a student librarian at St. Michael's School, which means that in between shelving books, I would also be in the computer lab. I guess as a child, I was very much into video games. I played a lot of video games, and I think that still continues to this day. So I think video games are one of the best things that human beings have ever invented. There are so many things that video games do today that books kind of do, but they do it in such a beautiful and different way. So recently, one of the games that I've been obsessed with is called The Witcher. You have such a beautifully illustrated and wonderful looking world with such real and fleshed out characters, but at the same time, you have your own choices and decisions that lead to radically different endings. And someone had to sit down there and write pages and pages of story and lore that go into these little manuscript scrolls that 90% of players will never ever read or see. Or like without at least thinking about or experiencing or having this passion for video games, I think would like diminish my life a lot. Yeah, so my relationship to Singapore has always been, at least it has been to me a source of both inspiration and frustration and pride and joy and sadness and so I mean, I think I'm summarizing the basic experiences of a citizen. For most of my education, I spent 6 years in a Catholic primary school, 4 years in a Catholic secondary school, and 2 years in Catholic junior college. I was always very conscious of the fact that I was in a minority. My name is not Feroz. Everybody calls me Feroz, of Feroz or Feroz. It's Feroz. My name is Feroz. But even I stopped saying the name Feroz because I realized that everybody else knew me by this other thing. As a small Muslim Pakistani boy in Singapore, born in Singapore, who nobody sort of thought was born in Singapore, I would just tell them, yeah, I was born in Thomson Medical Centre. I am Singaporean and I'm invested in this place. People will speak to me in Hokkien and be like, don't you understand Singlish? And then I will like throw off some like Malay / Singlish words at them and they'll be like, what are those? And I was like, well, don't you understand Singlish? I sort of recently rediscovered Singapore history. I stopped thinking of Singapore as this sort of pessimistic, oh, nobody cares about anything here place. And I started looking around and seeing, hey, these are the people that do care and this is what they're working for or against. And maybe there's a place for me, or maybe there's a place for students in a country like this. So my national service experience in the police, I was posted to the Public Transport Security Command, otherwise known as Transcom. The 4 people that you see patrolling the trains, they're all national servicemen. And so there's this very interesting sort of cognitive dissonance moment where I realized that I'm 18 years old. 6 months ago, I had no idea what I was doing with my life, and now I have a gun that is loaded in the public transportation network, and I'm expected to take care of citizens here and fight terrorism. Honestly, I would be lying if I told you that at 18 I was anything other than a moron. I was just a moron at that age. My relationship to cereal is so deep and all-encompassing. So I was living in Cambridge, Massachusetts, and like everything there is so much more expensive than I was used to, which I think is reflective of how crappy I am as an adult, that I was not yet confident that I would cook myself a decent hearty meal. So I decided, you know what, cereal is kind of like cooking, like you still have to mix the ingredients together, so I think that's pretty much cooking anyway, like who's to tell me not? But like it became cereal for brunch, cereal for dinner, and sometimes cereal for like midnight snack. Like American cereal, oh god, it's crazy how huge American cereal boxes are and like how big the alley of like cereal is at any American supermarket. Like when I came back to Singapore, I felt distinctly impoverished. If you want an indicator of 2 different societies, look at a cereal rack in a Singaporean supermarket and in an American supermarket, and just that should tell you a lot of what you need to know about the differences.